I'm dying.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left, feet left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yo, everybody, what's going on? Kicking It Stateside here, a special Friday edition of Kicking It Stateside. Adam Modick, the Tommy Tuchel Better Chill Stan, and Brian, the excited Arsenal boy.
Yes.
What's going on, bro?
Oh, nothing, brother. And, just doing what we do best and changing things up on everybody and keeping them on their toes.
We love doing that. We really do.
We were just discussing, have we ever had a Friday show? And I think the only Friday show we have done before this was the one where I was on the rooftop of the beach house, staring into the sun for 2 hours and sweating profusely. But we pretty much hit every day on the calendar. So as things happen in life, we need to adjust, and here we are. It's actually, like you said, a blessing in disguise for both of us. It's actually really good timing with the soccer schedule. No Prem games tonight. We just got the announcement of the round of 16 for Europa League, so we can obviously have that to discuss. A lot of good stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I feel it's everything's kind of fresh. Even with Champions League, people had a few days to, mull over the results. How you feeling? Obviously, Europa League is into the next round of 16. We'll kind of go over what Prem teams have drawn in this next round coming up. Obviously, your Arsenal boys got a huge come-from-behind victory. Late winner from Aubameyang to get him through to the next round, so that's great.
And a big revenge game coming up, so we will definitely dive into that one.
Take a little peek into Greece there, the nemesis.
Yeah, we owe him one.
You do. It's a revenge game for, I think, the whole Arsenal side.
Yeah, well, they did knock us out in the round of 32 last year. On away goals, it was a tie basically as far as score goes, but those away goals did us in, and we definitely owe them one. We can't let it come down to that again. We got to put the foot on the gas and handle our business. And this is it. This is our only shot at Champions League, so got to go and hope a few people get upset along the way. It is nice to see. I won't give it away now, but obviously some of the matchups, like you said, some of the teams drew some tougher teams, so that'll help eliminate some competition.
I'll say it's favorable. I'll say that for Arsenal, at least looking at what's.
It could have been way worse. Oh yeah, could have been way worse in who they drew and some of the other matchups. So.
Yeah, again, we'll kind of run down what we think, see what the Prem team's got. I know, obviously, Man United's still in there. Unfortunately, Leicester is out. That's kind of a bummer for all the Foxes fans, but...
and you don't need to say their name, but we know they're still in.
Right. We know that team. That other North London team is still in it.
We're good. Yeah, they're still there, too.
But yeah, today's show, obviously, like every week, sponsored by Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, the good doc, Paul Vidal. It's actually been pretty nice the past 3 days. And I'm sure a lot of it, especially me, have not been able to get outside. You're probably a little sore. That first time throwing a ball, doing whatever, you're getting a little sore. You're not used to the usual movements this past year, especially with COVID. So obviously, if you need a little consultation, you could do this online. If you're not comfortable with going in office to see the good doc in the 2 locations, Burlington and Cherry Hill. But yeah, he is our doctor. You guys should make him his. He is the best. Spring is right around the corner, and you want to get that out of the way before you really start getting into that full mode of doing, all your fun sports outside.
I wanted to give him a little shout out too. It looks like he's running some clinics too, as far for I guess some youth baseball players, and how to stretch properly and things along those lines, and knowing your body and kind of getting the kids ready to go, because a lot of people don't understand that, you can't just gear it up and go. You got to stretch, you got to take care of yourself. So he's doing that as well. So that is available on top of everything else. So definitely check out the doc. There's information on the A2D's pages and Specialized site as well, on if that's something you're interested in.
Absolutely.
Because baseball is back. I am giving I don't often do this. Adam knows. Adam sometimes will, he'll throw an Eagles hat on, or a Mariners, and this is the one team in this city that I like, guys. So
yeah, he's not going to
here
troll
with you.
the Phillies.
I'm no trolling. I'm here with you for baseball season. We ride together for baseball season. And yeah,
That's pretty much it. That's
let's
the
go.
only sport.
Let's go.
To get into the poll question, I see a lot of comments already from all the guys. Obviously, with the big matchup coming on Saturday, Chelsea will beat Man United Saturday.
That's a straightforward poll question, isn't it?
I'm just riding off that, putting my Chelsea love aside and thinking that I'm seeing Chelsea get a lot of results. They may not be flashy, but they are getting it done regardless of not having that flash and not scoring a lot of goals. Let's just put it that way. They're scoring maybe one a game, and we saw it again, Champions League, getting it done barely, but their defense has been good. I don't see them allowing a lot of goals. I just saw Eric say 2-2. I don't even think it'll be that high, to be honest with you. I feel like, especially the teams that have sat in against United, they don't do so well against. Yeah. They have trouble breaking teams down. So, I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I'm thinking pretty good. I'm not looking at United being up in the table. I'm not really worried about all that at this point. I'm kind of with Evan as well. I think it'll be like 1-1, 1-0. Maybe it could go either way, depending. But I don't see it being a high-scoring game. But I'm leaning towards Chelsea. And this is putting my bias aside. I'm just looking at results and Prem results, not just everybody else. Because both teams are doing well in other competitions too. But I could definitely see a low-scoring affair, kind of like what Evan said.
Well, I mean, like you said, Tuchel hasn't blown the doors off anybody yet, but they're playing a good brand of ball, I would say. I mean, you haven't lost. Yeah. You haven't lost, so you can't be upset. It may not be exactly what you anticipated. It may not be exactly what you want to see. You brought in all this offensive firepower. Defense was actually what looked like was going to be Chelsea Achilles' heel again this season. Mm-hmm. And you've brought in this guy, and he's kind of, whether you like it or not, he's ran with veterans that defend first. He's not afraid to make a move, which we've seen. And you got to give the guy credit after this whole, and I texted you, and I know you told me to stop about it, but look what happened. He pulls the guy out of the game. He puts him on the bench to prove a point. And what does he do? He starts him in a Champions League game, a Champions League road game against the number one team in Spain, and gets great minutes out of the guy, and they get a 1-0 victory. So sometimes that tough love coaching, most of the time that tough love coaching, is going to get results. And if it doesn't, that's on the player, not the coach.
I will say I've obviously with my name today, I've been tough on Tommy, obviously, the way he's been handling, certain situations. But I think the one good thing I'm pretty sure that happened is, Tuchel got a little wind, and maybe saw that clip of when Callum and Tammy were kind of given that eye roll, and probably just addressed it head on. Like, look, sat him down like, dude, like, I'm going to be your coach, whether you like it, not maybe in those words, but like I'm the coach. Like I'm doing this to help you out. And if you're going to play on my team, I want you to put in 100% because I know you can, give that a little bit of reassurance. Like I know you're a skilled player. Like we all know that. Everybody in the league knows that you have that special something. You just need to turn that up.
You wouldn't be at Chelsea if you weren't a world-class footballer.
Right.
Even if you're a lower level. Yeah, I mean, it's like any sport. We always say, oh, this guy stinks. This guy stinks. Well, you put this guy on any schoolyard or any Sunday team or whatever, whatever sport, the guy's just going to dominate. They're clearly head and shoulders or they wouldn't have made it to this point. Sometimes it's just getting the confidence going, getting them in the right positions. And I'll tell you, I mean, guys don't always know their own right position. Guys might think they know their right position, but sometimes when you can step back, and I've done it with players where I've pulled them out of a game and had them step back and look and be like, watch the other guy play your position now. See it from afar as opposed to inside the pitch or, on the field in any sport. Sometimes you need to just step back and take a look. And I think that's kind of what he's doing. And he's making these guys realize that, he's not an idiot. The guy's been around for a while. He's coached big clubs for a reason. So you got to give him a chance. And right now the guy's getting you results. And that's, as a soccer fan, that's all I would ask for. I'm extremely happy if my coach is coming in immediately and getting results.
He has been getting results, which is why I'm kind of giving him, more of the pass. But again, I'm kind of like, all right, well, some things I don't like. But if you keep winning, I mean, 1-0 isn't sexy by any means, but if you're climbing up the table. Yeah, exactly. 0-0 late, and you're like, all right, well, we need that big-ass goal. So they're getting them in for the most part, whether there's controversy or not. We'll get into that later. But yeah, just want to say I see all these comments. What's going on, everybody? How we doing?
Yeah. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Saying he's agreed to the poll, whether he knows what he's even saying half the time.
I think he's starting to. I think he's
starting to do his research, maybe?
I think he's starting. Maybe he's listening to what we say. He's at least going off of what we say. I mean, that could be good, that could be bad. It depends on who you ask, I guess. But
he's learning a little bit each day and each week as we speak. Frank says he disagrees.
I might be with you, Frank. I'm in the air still, man.
Arsenal is absolutely the worst Premier League team of all time.
Well, thank you for joining us.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Joey chiming in, special edition talk. Exactly. Again, thank you, everybody, for bearing with us for a little bit of a curveball. I know we love to, throw out some random days occasionally, and Friday night it is. I mean, what's better to get home from work or get off work, because a lot of people are working remotely and just tuning into us instead of, and I feel more pep in my step because I am not a morning person. I'm just going to throw that out there right now.
We know that, and you've been sacrificing ever since we've, moved to Saturday mornings.
But we felt that it's better for everybody and us that we do it in the morning during the games, which I totally agree. But if it sounds like I am more peppy than usual, then it's because I'm actually alive.
Usually by showtime Saturday morning, I've gone shopping. I've gone out.
Brian's had a full-ass day.
Yeah. I'm going to start hitting the gym now before the show Saturday mornings. And
I love it. I respect the morning people, but I'm just not one of them.
I wasn't. I've become one. But
Andy, what up, brother? I'm going to say I agree, maybe, sort of. I'll let you know Sunday. Perfect.
Yeah. He'll wait till the game's over and then be like, I agree. Looks like Chelsea's going to take this one.
Ralphie D, our 1s and 2s, former gent. Love him.
Jake strongly disagrees. Man, you all day.
Evan.
Jake's opening up. Jake is opening up his doors. He's bringing out his Man U fandom.
I was going to say, yeah, that's total fandom.
I love it.
Hey man, if this was if this was a Chelsea of maybe like a month ago, I'd be like, yeah, no chance for Chelsea. But I like to see Bruno Fernandes get a freaking goal tomorrow.
Oh man!
Now I just woke the beast.
Woo! Guy's second in the Golden Boot.
Yeah, calling
him out.
Tony Rudiger, son.
Calling him out with Tony Rudiger and Kurt Zuma in the back.
That's tough. They better back that up, or I'm going to be in trouble for next week.
I'm in a.
Tommy just brings up the fact that I don't have a mic stand. Hey, I like kind of free balling it, you know? I feel like a little bit of like a reporter. If that's distracting, I'm sorry. My mic stand it's around here somewhere. It doesn't make sense. I don't have the perfect space, like I've said before. I'm literally doing this on top of my dresser in my lovely row home in Philly, which is super tight. So you got to work with me. I saw Greg had said hashtag mic stand talk. I know. We need a t-shirt. We need to market this stuff, you know?
Well, at least we have Greg. He's not golfing because it's not Saturday
That's what he
morning.
said. He's like, wait.
Yeah.
Should I be golfing right now?
Yeah, we threw him off. So.
Sorry, man. I'm sure you like to tune in and then golf, but not today.
Evan asked, will Liverpool end in the top 4? I think they will slip in with getting Jota back soon.
Yeah. That's a big addition. He was on fire. He was the reason that they were doing pretty well because we were like, is this going to be a easy transition for Jota or is he even going to play? And then all of a sudden he gets subbed in and he's scoring and banging in goals no matter, what role he's in. And then he gets hurt. And now Liverpool is falling down the table. Does that have anything to do with it? Is it absurd? And I know we're going to get away with it on this episode because I'm pretty sure our buddy, even though Eric is getting to join us, our other big time Liverpool fan, I'm guessing Lord Walker's probably not because West Coast wise, it's way too early and we didn't really give him any heads up. So we're going to get away with it on this show. I'm going to go out right now and say, looking at this table and looking at that team, I don't see them getting into the top 4. I don't. I mean, we're 13? We have 38 games. So we have we're 25 in. We have 13 games remaining. I don't want to say weeks because obviously with these condensed weeks, we're playing sometimes 2 in a clip. 13 games remaining. That's a fair amount of points. Right.
But they've dropped down to 6th, and the teams that are ahead of them aren't playing poorly. They're all playing really well, and none of them are showing signs of not necessarily playing well. Maybe Leicester, after that debacle in Europa League, and their recent history of kind of falling off around this time, just like last year, would be one team that you see. But, I don't see West Ham losing a step, dude. I've watched enough West Ham games this year. This is not that West Ham team of the past that's going to just fade off and finish 13th this season. This West Ham team is competing. Barring any major injuries or anything like that, that team is not going anywhere, in my opinion. Your boys, Chelsea, again, this week's a huge week. This is big points that they need, but I mean they're 3 points clear of Liverpool right now. Liverpool's sitting there with the the other Merseyside team in Everton, and Everton has the game in hand still. They've only played to 24, so I don't know, man. It's not a good time to be fading. I can tell you that. It's not a good time to have Jordan Henderson pick up a big knock now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, you would think maybe the recent, if they were actually performing well, you could be like, well, maybe they lost 2, maybe 1 out of 2, 2 out of 3, but they've lost the last 4 Premier League games
at home, a place they never lose, and they look poor in those games. Like it's, again, we might get rebuttal from some Liverpool fans, but I've been watching the games too. Yeah, there's been a call here and there, but you know what? That's every game. I'm tired of all that. It's every game. It's every team. We all deal with it. At the end of the day, you haven't been playing good ball. You just haven't.
No, I think Liverpool fans are starting to come around to the fact that they're just not playing good ball. It was excuses like for the first 3 in a row that they lost. Now it's like, this
last one this last one.
We're just not good right now. Straight up.
Yeah. We said it. I mean, they got
everything they're doing, they're just making it harder than it needs to be, it seems. Like they're just so tight out there. Everything it's not this flowing, free-form Liverpool team that we saw just absolutely run over the league last year. It's just not. Everything's a struggle to them. No matter scoring, defense, everything. Goalkeeping, goalkeeping. Alisson was one of the best goalies in the Prem. And now that's shit too. So it's nothing's going right. Injuries, you could name it. Yes, every team has, a lot of injuries, but again, theirs has been pretty ridiculous. They're like Philadelphia Eagles status of injuries. Just everybody in the starting, lineup is pretty much banged up or has been banged up, at least at some point this year.
Yeah, 100%.
Evan said, our boy Jeff Lingard.
Don't put that blasphemy on here.
Hey, you know what? I almost thought about picking him up in fantasy. I really did because he has 3
Why
goals
didn't you?
in 3 games.
I know. You should have. I almost did too.
I don't need a midfielder
already. Yeah.
I don't need a midfielder, but he is actually looking good.
I just dropped Podence, by the way, because he's no timetable on the return. Picked up Odegaard. Looks like he's starting.
I dropped Podence when he got hurt in the first place, and
I know.
Well, there was good news that Nuno Espirito said that they're actually pretty optimistic that Raul Jimenez is going to play at some point this year.
That's
which is
good
great
to
to hear.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, Lingard actually has looked good. I posted on social media recently in that last game.
Sometimes you just need a change of scenery.
I mean, when you score on Spurs, I don't care if you're Jesse Lingard, I'm going to root for you. It hurt my guts to do it, but
it's tough. Trust me, I'm not a big Jesse Lingard fan at all. But the fact that he's shutting up the haters a little bit this year, at least the last month, and now they're saying that Leicester might buy him on a more lucrative deal, not just a loanee, but
Arsenal looking at James Maddison. They might need a replacement.
Oh, Lord. That's a lateral move.
Yeah.
At least right now. We'll see. We'll see if the Foxes don't shit the bed like they did last year at this pretty much that exact time. I can't believe we're already in March, basically. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is
it's flying by.
We're about a month away from where we hit the break last year.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Unreal.
I guess the other poll question, I saw this on ESPN yesterday or Wednesday, talking about how I know Wilfred Zaha was saying that he's not going to be kneeling anymore. How they do the pregame, everyone kneels in unison for, racial and racism and all that, standing for equality and whatnot. But I guess he's it's kind of like a gimmick at this point, basically. And I guess I wanted to throw that out to everybody. Do you think that it's become, insincere? Is it not as... Because, you could do that all you want, but have they really actually put forth any effort into changing anything but besides taking the knee?
I mean, we're getting week after week, we're getting reports of
People getting racially abused online, I think.
Yeah. So even without the fans in the stands, they're still finding ways to do it via social media. Again, I get what the initial stance was for, and I 100%, was supportive of it. But like, I get it. It is kind of washed out at this point. It seems like forced. It seems like you see guys now while it's happening, they're like looking at each other, chatting over their shoulder. They're not. It's not what you said. It's not. They haven't kind of taken the reins and done anything with it. It's just kind of like, oh, this is what we're doing now, and instead of anthems, we're gonna do this. And I don't know. I get where Zaha's coming from.
I think that it's just actions speak louder than words. I want to get to this guy quick.
Oh, we got a new welcome, a Twitcher.
Felix. Yeah, Man U probably... No, Chelsea will beat Man U. I'm not having any laughs. That's straight up. He said, how come... It's always funny that like the Brits are like, what? Americans actually follow? And know at least a little bit?
We love your sport, and we love your league.
Absolutely.
Just like there's some of you that like some of our sports and like some of our leagues. We are, I wouldn't say I guess the minority. We're the ones that actually are willing to come out and say we love this game and we support this game. And we're finding more and more along the way. And we also, fans from all over the world. We're here to talk about the game. We are Premier League heavy, but we talk about the game in general. All the way from a Sunday League to Champions League. So,
yeah, we're kind of all over the board, really. But yeah, we do love. We're one of the ones that don't just love the American football. We follow probably the Prem. I did have a sausage roll 2 weeks ago. There's a pretty sweet Irish bar. We're like from the Philadelphia area, New Jersey area. I don't know how familiar you are with the U.S., but there's a pretty
got a lot of good food.
The sausage rolls are fantastic. I don't know what roast dinner means, but it sounds delicious.
Roast dinners? I mean, yeah.
Anything with roast in it sounds amazing, though.
Yeah, just a typical roast dinner. I'm good for it.
And any meat in a puff pastry, sign me up. I'm all over that. Come on, we're fat in America. We love food.
Food in general. Good food. Healthy food.
Isn't it? Oh, my God. It's delicious, man. When we're actually allowed over in the UK, we'll make sure to hit up Ireland and England.
Where are you from? Where are you from? That's what I want to know. Where are you from and how did you find our link? That's the most important thing.
Roast dinners, beef, Yorkshire pudding.
Oh, yes.
I don't know about the Yorkshire pudding stuff.
I'll tear up some Yorkshire pudding. Let's go.
Potatoes and veg and gravy and beef. I mean,
bland food talk. # bland food talk. Let's go.
Say less. South of UK.
Nice.
Sweet, man.
Awesome.
Welcome.
That's fantastic.
We always get sometimes we'll get random guys from UK. We had a guy from the Liverpool Merseyside area, Paul, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Got a dude sitting outside looking at the Stade, whatever's in Marseille, whatever that arena is.
Yeah, from France. Yeah.
Thanks for checking us out. That's cool. We usually don't do this on Friday. I guess it's Friday night. It's pretty late there, I guess, but probably throwing back a few pints, yeah.
Oh yeah, he said he watches footy at the old Boozer.
Yeah, the bars. I bet the bars are probably pretty non-existent over there as they are here. We have to basically eat outside in the freezing goddamn cold to if we want to get our nut off of eating outside and drinking outside, we gotta bear this February bullshit weather here in the northeast of the United States, where winters we've dumped about, at least where my hometown is, close to 40 inches of snow already. But I digress. But I appreciate you checking us out, brother. Yeah, Champions League. I don't know, man. It's tough to. I think that Chelsea did what they had to do, and got the W. They got out of there with a win, 1-0. I don't care. I kind of expected that. Eric was saying it was going to be a high-scoring game, 3-1. I thought no. But because both teams play basically the same style, they both like to sit in.
I thought Simeone would take a chance at home and actually push that offense, but he left. Unfortunately, he left Suarez sitting on a freaking island all day. There was nothing to connect him to the defense in the midfield, and they weren't able to do anything offensively against, again, what has been a better Chelsea defense, but is no means like a world-class Chelsea defense.
It's not the players, it's the style.
I know.
It's the same players. It's literally the same players that Frank Lampard had, just Tuchel is putting them in better positions. Defensively, their formation and shape has been fantastic. I don't know what got into them or what, but
I can tell you. Think about it though. Part of the issue.
Exactly. Goddamn sunny in Orlando. Definitely not rubbing it in at all.
Part of the biggest issue that guys like Frank Lampard and even the beloved Thierry Henry and these offensive-minded guys that take coaching positions is sometimes they lack defensive knowledge, they lack defensive quality, and they think their strategy is, I'm going to go out and score everybody because that's what they did on the pitch. They're going to go out and beat everybody. They're going to put up 3 goals every game, and if it sacrifices, some play in the back to try to do that, they're willing to do that. And if you don't have absolute studs in your back, then you have results like Frank was getting, to where Tommy comes in and goes, I know what I got in my defense, and I don't have great defenders, but I have really good CDMs and guys that have been in the league for a long time and have played, very high-level defense for a long time, and I'm going to use those guys. That's why you're seeing Alonso. That's why you're seeing Rudiger back now that he's fit.
Still don't understand Mark Alonso, but
I don't know. I mean, there's got to be something, because Chilwell's now sitting on my fantasy bench because he hasn't played in the last 4 games. They got, he was actually
unless Alonso is looking like Marcelo in training, like I don't understand what the love is for Marquee Alonso. They both play the same position, and they're pretty much the same with attack minded. Both aren't exactly defensive studs either, so I don't understand.
Well, then my guess is it's probably an on the field thing. A lot of the times that's the final decision. Sometimes, if 2 guys are pretty equal in skill and as far as time and all that, but one guy is just a better on the field guy, a better little bit of a leader. Sometimes, especially with a new coach, he's going to play with those guys. Alonso's been around Chelsea for a long time. Chilwell's still the new guy. So Tuchel's going to use that. I think what he's doing is actually pretty good. Again, it could just be a manager bump as well. We talk about that all the time.
But that usually lasts for a little bit, not
it's only been a little. It hasn't been that long. It feels long. It's a lot of games in a short time. It's still a short time.
We've seen Watford have the bump. That lasted like 2 weks. Nigel Pearson had a small bump, and look at him. They had 4
manager bumps in 1 season.
Hayden Mullins did give him a little bump.
Yeah, they got 1 win out of each one and then fired him after 3 straight losses.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you could throw the manager bump out at this point. And definitely, if they win on Saturday, you might have to throw that manager bump out. I mean, Dimitri's coming in hot saying they suck. I didn't know.
He's just coming.
I didn't know fifth sucked.
Yeah, he's coming straight at you.
I'm just saying, United, did lose to Sheffield.
They did.
Just saying. So suck on that, Dimitri.
You did lose. You lost 3-0 to Arsenal, so I don't know what it is.
That did happen.
3. We put up 3. We never put up 3.
I think that was the game where Frank was pretty much that was it.
That was Boxing Day.
That was pretty much
it.
we're not playing today. We're just gonna let everything happen.
I'll take it.
Yeah. As far as any other Champions League stuff, obviously Bayern just doing Bayern things, running roughshod over poor Lazio. Again,
beautiful to see.
Kind of called that one. I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone really challenging Bayern until maybe the finals, maybe semis.
I think Madrid's in trouble. I think getting a squeaking out a 1-0 win against.
They were so lucky.
Dude, they were up a man for 73 plus minutes and squeak out a 1-0 win against a team like that can score. I wouldn't be very surprised if Atalanta takes that one. They go on the road, maybe grab a couple road goals.
Yeah, I was expecting a high-scoring game in that, but quite the opposite. Ferland Mendy's goal was from him, who's not a goal scorer at all. To put that little curler in there was awesome, but
it might have been a high-scoring if they didn't have to play a man down that whole game.
Could have been. I was expecting Atalanta to put a little more edge to it out there.
A little change of game plan when you get a red card 17 minutes in. So.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, that's it's so funny that Madrid is just getting so old and long in the tooth. They're still starting Modric, Toni Kroos. Who else is getting up there? I mean, I'm trying to think. Obviously,
that
Ramos,
whole defense, Ramos.
Start.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Courtois, everybody forgets about that. Courtois is
He's probably he's pretty young still for a goalie.
I guess, but when we talked about De Bruyne, he's part of that Belgian crew that's kind of on their last leg, man. This is their last hurrah coming up with Europa and World Cup. Hopefully we get them.
True that. What was the other game that I'm forgetting?
Oh, the City game. City Gladbach.
Yeah. That was another one I was not surprised. I would have said 3-4-0 because Gladbach is having a terrible domestic season. They stink. And looking at their
they're just
lineup,
having a tough go recently. Yeah,
I think they're 8th or 9th maybe in the Bundesliga now. They just lost to somebody terrible this past weekend, so
they put all their eggs in a basket just to qualify and get out of group stage, and now.
But again, like we said,
they've gotten out of group stage, they've just kind of
their best wins were shellackings of Shakhtar.
Yeah,
and it got everybody in that group was beating
they played
the shit out of
Madrid well in that group, though. They played Madrid well, but it's not the same. Again, we just said it's not the same Madrid team either. So, but again, they went hard. They went hard, and they kind of probably burned themselves out. Just to.
Yeah,
it happens.
There wasn't a lot of shock in the Champions League results. I mean, the Chelsea, you could go either way.
Yeah.
Madrid, Atalanta.
Beautiful goal. Whether it should have been allowed or not is still up in the air, but beautiful goal.
Yeah, there's controversy around every goddamn. I was gonna wear my fuck VAR shirt, but it actually worked in our favor, so I didn't.
Yeah, you were loving VAR this week.
Fantastic. And Evan said, I know we're quite a bit away from the World Cup, but who are you most looking forward to watching? Hopefully the U.S. men's national team can make some noise. Young England studs are going to be fun to watch, too. Yeah, I think obviously England probably has a little more pedigree guys that have been there. Your Harry Maguires of the world. But they do have a young squad. But the U.S. probably, I would say, is going to have the youngest. They have to have one of the younger squads in probably the World Cup. If we make
I was
it,
going to say, as long as we qualify. There's
no shoo-ins. Like we've seen last time, nothing is set in stone. You still have to beat Trinidad and Tobago on the road.
Yes. You got to handle your business.
You got to handle your business. But yeah, it's definitely exciting. We've been talking about that for forever since we started this, how exciting it's been. And it's really only getting better. I feel like every week there's like this young American kid who like emerges out of the shadows and just starts banging in goals for some team over in Europe.
Oh, and since we're on the subject, just real quick, hopefully prayers go out. Hopefully all is well with Jordan Morris. He is one of the ones that he took a rough one in the Swansea game, and he will be missing the remainder of this season. So that excitement of that loan and all that kind of loses a little luster. But you feel bad for him. Yeah, you feel bad for him. He finally gets the stage, and he was playing pretty well. He was getting sub minutes. He was doing well for them, and he gets a tough knock. So hopefully speedy recovery.
It was ACL.
Yeah. So
and he tore his ACL on the other knee previously. So that's not a great sign for his long term.
Possibly.
Career.
Yeah, maybe national team wise, we may be seeing less of him going forward, especially with so much good young talent that we do have coming up. Unfortunately, it might hurt some of his time there, but hope to see him get back on the pitch, at least on the club level, and get going again.
Yeah, for sure. Speedy recovery. Yeah, Evan. You think it's easy? That's all you got to do. Just beat Trinidad.
Yeah.
If you can't go on the road and beat Trinidad, then you shouldn't be in the World Cup.
You would have thought. Yeah.
Like Taylor Twelve said, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I'll punch him in his mouth. Stop.
It wasn't that flamboyant, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, it's definitely exciting time. Daryl DK, he scored for Barnsley, our favorite team.
He did. Well,
good to see that.
It was a nice goal. Got his first one playing. So, we need a striker. We keep saying that's one of the positions we probably don't have locked in yet 100%. There's a lot of guys that are really locking in their spots throughout the midfield and the defense with this men's national team. But striker was definitely one that's kind of fluctuating between him and Sargent and Weah.
He scored today too, Josh.
Did he?
For Bremen, yeah.
Nice. So, yeah, it's good to see these kids going. As far as other teams, you and I have discussed, and I've said it on air, I was always a big German national team guy. After the last just absolute debacle of a World Cup and Europa that they've played in, there's been a lot of issues with this German national team. It's really going to be interesting to see what they're going to do going forward, and is Lowe's job going to be in major jeopardy if they don't have success? Who's he going to bring on some of these teams? Is he going to go completely youth? Is he going to bring veterans like Thomas Mueller? I don't think you can leave him off the team, but you don't know, because he left Leroy Sané off the last team, and that really hurt them because they had zero speed.
It also pissed a lot of guys off.
It did.
Divided the locker room. So, if they splash out again pretty early, you got to think that Jurgen Love's time is pretty much done.
Yeah.
They need a fresh face and a fresh ball liquor, ball smeller, ass
Jurgen
smeller.
Jurgen. France should be exciting. Belgium, we talked about Belgium. This group of the Belgian, players. This is kind of the last hurrah for a lot of guys that, we thought they probably would have been a little bit more successful on the international stage with that young core guys they had. Who else are some other teams? The Netherlands. I think this Dutch team could be exciting. Again, it depends on how Van Dijk is now too, though, because that team looks way different without him captaining and playing center back for that team.
It's also a big year as well for the Dutch to make the World Cup because, like us, they did not make the last World Cup.
Yeah, and Italy.
So it's definitely big shoes to, not even fill, just to get back to these countries that are so proud that they're soccer, and not making a World Cup is huge.
I was going to say, people don't realize they think it was a big deal here. Could you imagine? Can you imagine in Italy what it was like to be on that Italian national team that didn't make the World Cup?
Epic failure.
Yeah, like you don't even want to go home. You're not getting that extra meatball.
Like eat, sleep, breathe, soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Gio Reyna too. I would want to say he's going to make the squad, but again, he's got some competition.
Still super young.
Yeah, I think he'll make the team, but probably won't play as much. But just to get the experience down, because he only has a couple caps.
But if he's in form,
he's a good player.
There's not a lot of guys. Yeah, on the club level right now, he's playing better than a lot of guys are doing at their clubs. So, and
again, if Dortmund does not make Champions League, they might have to start sell off these, Gio Reynas of the world and the Haalands of the world and some of these other guys. They're not going to be, they won't have that extra spending and money to keep them around. So Gio, I guess it depends on what happens to Dortmund, can be a big time trickle effect towards Gio and his future. So we'll see how that plays out.
This U.S. team just needs to continue going off age has no bearing. And I don't care if you're 17, 18, 19, or 34. If you are one of the best 18 players that this country has to offer at a position where you are needed, you need to be on this team. And that's how Berhalter needs to look at it going forward. I don't care, age should not matter. It is, you do need a veteran. You need guys that have been there. But at the same time, if you got a guy that's just light in the world, imagine leaving Kylian Mbappe off the squad because he's just too young.
Yeah.
We'll wait a few more years. Well, 4 more years when this tournament comes around, he'll be ready. No, if he's ready, I don't care if he's 19, 17, whatever, play the kid. He gives you the best chance to win.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. It's he's kind of too young, even though he's
we do that, though. Yeah, we do that. That's been our biggest problem. That's been the biggest issue with the U.S. competing on a national stage. And it looks like, our not-so-favorite coach has actually turned things around a little bit. And I haven't had much bad to say about him at all of recent, which
not
is
recent.
Crazy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah. Again, we said I hope we don't. Because if you and I aren't talking bad about him, that means our team is successful. And I would rather have a successful team than talk bad about Greg Berhalter. But the moment he starts doing that dumb shit again, I'm going to talk bad about him.
We did lose to Canada, and we jumped down his goddamn throat, and rightfully so.
And he's been a different coach since. And I will give him credit for that.
He has an interesting task and job of figuring out what roster he's going to be bringing to these World Cup qualifying matches. He's got and it's a good thing. We have a lot of a deep pool of players to choose from. Granted, again, very young team. Again, expectations are to make the damn World Cup because they're good enough, but and get out of the group. That's always plus. But I mean,
depending on...
the expectations are like, all right, we're not going to get to the finals, I don't think, with this young core.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun regardless. Ajax breeds world-class players. They really do. It's one of the top academies in the world, no matter what. Same with Southampton for whatever reason. I don't know why. Obviously, Chelsea doesn't really... I guess they have a good academy, but they do buy a lot from... They pluck a lot of dudes and eventually loan out, 20 guys at one time. I mean, if you look down half the, Tyreek Lampeties of the world, he was, Chelsea player. Paddy Bamford was a Chelsea player. Bertrand Traore doing his thing at Villa, he was a Chelsea player. I could go on and on, but Ajax is definitely one of the best, at least Dutch performing. They do have, that's like the thing. It's like the Barcelona. If you're the best Spanish player as a kid, you're going to the Barcelona Academy. If you're the best Dutch kid, you're going to the Ajax Academy, getting the best training possible. And that you're going to have it's going to be a lot of competition, but you're playing with that good competition every day from, U8s or U6s up until you reach, the U23s if you go that route. So
I like that name you threw out there in Lampedy, because he's been linked to possibly fill the shoes of Bellerin if he does make this move in the summer. So
I mean, some of these guys, they're not Chelsea quality per se, but they're good players in return once they go and get their feet wet. I mean, Paddy Bamford's been loaned out to like 8 different teams.
Yeah.
He just finally found his footing just a lot later than Chelsea would have wanted or expected him to actually progress to where they knew he could go. But
Paddy Bamford sitting 3rd in the Golden Boot race right now.
Exactly. I saw, funny you mentioned that, Matthijs Klitsch, Leeds midfielder, was on a Q&A the other day, and one of the questions was, obviously he's Polish, he was like, Pat Bamford or Lewandowski? And he's like Bamford.
Yeah.
Lewandowski, and he's like, Bamford has more goals than Lewandowski and Messi in the Premier League, so Bamford. I thought that was pretty good.
Clever way to answer that, because
the answer, but
when that Polish team reunites back up for,
it's like, what the hell, man? You really said
for
that?
the Euros? Yeah, he's like, oh, for real?
It's like that.
I think Lev understands.
I'm sure, because he knows he's the GOAT right now.
Shapes. Number 1 player in the world, I would say right now. At least number 1 scorer in the world.
Europa League. Talk a little bit about the Prem teams that are still, I guess, involved.
Yeah. I mean, we could just go down the quick draws, and I'll read them off, and then when we get to the Prem teams, we can at least discuss those matchups. We don't need to discuss every matchup. But speaking of, perfect segue. We were just on Ajax. They were the first ping pong ball pulled, because I did watch it this morning. Of course. And they will be facing show favorite Young Boys.
Young Boys, yep. Young Boys FC out of, I believe, Switzerland.
Out of Switzerland. The only time it's good to say that you love Young Boys is when talking about them.
You just have to have the FC. You can't pause.
Yeah, just throw the FC in there. And then you got Dynamo Kiev facing Villarreal, which I know a lot of Arsenal fans were hoping to draw Villarreal and Unai Emery, but may have to wait another round. We'll see if they both can move on. You got Roma and previous mentioned Shakhtar, one of the couple of the teams that were kicked out of Champions League that went back down to Europa that are now playing each other. So, Dan did join us today, my buddy. Thank you for joining us.
And coming in hot, he said, "Fuck Shakhtar."
Oh, he pulls no punches. That's why I like Dan.
That's good stuff.
He likes to say really, ragging things on me, and I enjoy it because
I like to
who
call
I
that. They call Wolves Portugal FC. Shakhtar is Brazil FC.
Yes.
Any decent
So,
Brazilians head off to the Ukraine.
And then first matchup involving a Premier League team, Olympiacos will take on Arsenal.
Lears.
So, like we said earlier in the show, for any of those who missed it, it is a rematch of last year, where Arsenal did get knocked out in the round of 32 in a surprise upset by Olympiacos. It was on away goals, and this is a chance for the Gunners to really bounce back and kind of you keep seeing this. It's like, all right, dreadful demise. Oh my God, we just won the FA Cup. Oh my God, we won a Community Shield. We won in Anfield. We won in Old Trafford, things that haven't happened in freaking a decade. But then we lose to Burnley 1-0. And it's just this roller coaster that has been Arsenal but I keep preaching the patience. It's been said in this city a million times, trust the process. It's actually become an Arsenal thing. It's crazy. Lacazette's out there tweeting about trusting the process. I freaking hate it, but I love it at the same time because it seems like there is a process. It seems like no matter what the media is saying over there, just like the media does here, internally, these guys trust Arteta. These guys trust the direction of what he's trying to do. They've had injuries as well. They've had a whole bunch of guys that maybe Arteta didn't necessarily want that he's inherited. When this team is running on full...
That's my boy. Remember James?
Yeah, I do remember James. Yes.
Jamesy saying Arsenal stakes. Yes.
Yeah, well, we'll get to your team soon. When we're running on full speed, when Kieran Tierney is at full health, I don't know if it's ever going to last. I don't know if it's going to be one of these guys that just
love you, buddy.
shows signs of greatness and then gets hurt and then shows signs of greatness. But let's hope not. I think things are heading in the right direction. That's why I'm an excited Arsenal supporter, because we did actually show up in a game where, against Benfica, he knows, against a team like Benfica, who is a good team, and I said was going to give us trouble, and stepped up and found a way to get that final goal from our captain and move on and get an opportunity to get to Champions League, because we know it's not going to happen in the season. We got to be realistic that we're not. I mean, looking at the table, it's going to take miracles to climb into the top 5, maybe top 6 even. So this is our push. This is our run.
This is it.
And you got to balls to the wall. We get to play our boy. We get to play Papa. So if we got to be able to go out there and burn Papa, guys, because.
I mean, that's pretty easy. I think that's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, maybe draw him into a red card, something. I
mean,
Solomon. Yeah, Dan's been talking about Manor Solomon to me. Manor Solomon was linked to Arsenal. I like the kid. I hope so, maybe.
Mac by Tel Aviv.
Yes.
I mean, talk about your the Spurs, too, now here. Playing the Croatian Giants, Dinamo Zagreb. Tough draw.
Yeah, of course. Spurs want to always get the tough draws. We get Wolfsburg, and then we get come on.
And not even the Wolfsburg you think of. This is Wolfsburger.
Yeah, Wolfsburger with the ER on the end.
Don't get it
twisted. And the crazy part is, there was no restrictions in this, so interleague teams could play each other. Once you hit round of 16, it wasn't like Manchester and Arsenal couldn't, or Tottenham, and it could have happened, but Spurs, they get a cupcake as usual.
Come on,
fuck Spurs. Spurs are shit.
Well, Jose would cry if he didn't get a good draw.
Yeah, I hope they lose. That would be just phenomenal.
I don't see it, but. Who knows? What else?
And
you
then
got?
the other Prem team, this is one that I did not want to draw. United draws AC Milan.
Probably the worst one you could draw.
Probably. Either drawing United or AC Milan. They were the two teams, honestly, that I did not want to draw.
Yeah.
Out of any of those other teams, I was okay with seeing, including Spurs, because it would have gave us 3 games in a row with them, based off of how the schedule would have fell with the Premier League fixture fitting in between those two. So that would have been a fun little run. But
yeah, Zlatan coming back and playing his old squad.
Oh,
Actually,
man,
that's going to be part of my yellow card, red card. Mr. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is he's turned into that guy, staying stick to sports, which is kind of grinding my gears, if you know where I'm going. I didn't know he was that type of cat.
There's a lot about Zlatan that we probably don't nor want to actually know, but I love the man. I think he's phenomenal. I love everything about him, unless he's on a Premier League team playing against my team or in any situation playing against my team. But in general, from afar, as the type of personality that I am, I think Zlatan is phenomenal. Although this recent thing, I don't disagree with you.
There you go. Too much hoopla going on in North London. Way too much hoopla in that shit end of the city. Yeah, Pete, a little switch up, little Friday pick me up, for the boys. Whether you're in the industry like James, who's probably getting ready for an insane dinner service at Saucon Valley Country Club, shout out, or you're getting off work. Welcome Friday with the boys.
Yeah. And we only got a half hour left. We did condense the show down to an hour and a half tonight.
Friday Night Lights. Exactly.
Yes, Friday Night Lights. Love it.
Actually,
there is some nice about this slot. We do have 2 other great shows on A2D this evening as well, following us. So stick right here. Do not leave A2D at all.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Ooh.
Is it that time of year? I forgot about that.
So, yeah. Do we want to talk about United and Milan? Is there other than...
We know it's a clash. It's going to be fun. I still say United's probably going to win, but...
Yeah. Big Milan fan that week, though.
I mean, I'll be a fan. I'm just...
yeah, realistically. And then Eddie, Eddie's boys. I know Eddie doesn't appear to be joining us. Probably working, would be my guess.
Yeah, I think he is.
Slavia Prague is playing his Rangers. So where a lot of people might look at this and probably have no idea anything about Slavia Prague, it's not an easy draw as everybody may think. They are one of the best teams in their league, and they do not let up goals. They've let up 12 goals on their entire season. So they will talk about sitting in and playing tough defense and trying to beat you 1-0. That's that team. So it is not going to be an easy task for the hottest team in the world in the Rangers.
Slavia Praha. This is one of those where this is when I hope, I'm glad Eddie's not listening in, and I'm sorry if he is. I hope they beat the shit out of Rangers.
We will make sure that's the clip for this week, and I will tag Eddie in it.
I just want them to actually get knocked down like a peg a little bit with all their, we haven't lost that much this whole season. Dude, you play in the Scottish League. Get the fuck off. Fuck off. Get off your high horse like I've been telling people.
And then the kind of the bullshit final matchup that, there's probably 2 teams that everybody was really hoping they would draw each other.
Yes.
In Granada and Molde, or as I referred to in group stage, Mold. So that actually should be an interesting matchup. Granada CF just coming off a monstrous win against Leicester.
Out of La Liga,
right,
by the
no.
way.
Yeah.
They beat
So-
Napoli. No,
Oh, no, they beat Napoli. I'm sorry. They beat
they did.
Napoli.
Yeah.
Slavia beat Leicester. I
Yes.
apologize. But not an easy task in itself. Napoli, really good team. Napoli
Both
was
great
probably
wins.
one of the favorites when you laid out the 32. So they are out of here. Again, it opens the door for a lot of these teams. We talked about it.
I'm just looking at Dan's comment. I don't know what.
Oh, yeah. I told you. That's why I like him. I like the guy. You can put it up there. Put it up. Put it up. We don't hold it. We're an uncensored show. Put it up.
I just didn't know. My mind was in a pretzel. I just didn't know what was going
It's
on.
a Canadian thing.
With
That's
peeing
what
on.
happened.
Oh, that's why. Okay. I was like, why are we peeing on his Phillies hat?
Because he's Dan. That's what he does.
Is that what they
tells
do?
me. He trolls me. You know me, and he trolls the shit out of me. Every time Arsenal plays something or someone, he personally sends me a messenger of a GIF of whoever they're playing. He doesn't care. He doesn't even watch Premier League. He thinks Premier League is bullshit. He's the gentleman I was telling you about that watches a lot of he watches the Israeli league. He watches a lot of different leagues.
His Maccabi Tel Aviv love. I noticed.
Yeah, he's very, that's why we talk about it. That's why we love this game. There's a league in every country, man.
Literally.
And there's something for everybody. And some people don't necessarily like these big money leagues, and I get it. It does, at some point it is more about money than the game.
Since you mentioned that, we did put up something on our Instagram of the richest owners, the clubs in the world, if you saw.
Yes.
Obviously, the Man City dudes are sitting on top, which is not surprising. Kroenke got on there.
Kroenke, hopefully, is off there
when he sells.
The rumors are popping back up again. We're at that stage where going into the summer.
He never will.
He has to.
He should, because he's got a lot going on, but he won't.
He's got too much going on. Let this dude. If anybody doesn't know, the richest man in Africa apparently has a love for Arsenal and has expressed interest in purchasing Arsenal. And I feel that would be the greatest thing to happen to Arsenal in a very long time, because he's going to care about winning. And he's going to spend his money to build a winner. And that's what we need.
Well, you need an oil guy or you're going to be nothing.
Yeah.
Look at Abramovich.
You got an oil guy. He doesn't care about winning. Does he care about winning? He cares about winning.
Yeah, he does, because he'll do that.
He tries. He just picks the wrong guy sometimes. He overpays for the wrong
He's been doing that forever.
Yeah.
An idiot. He's not an idiot. He's just not allowed back in England right now.
He's like Jeffrey and Howie put in one with an unlimited checkbook and no salary cap.
Yeah, see? Kroenke, build that beautiful Emirates. Charge an arm and a leg for every goddamn game. Highest ticket price in the fucking league. Should never done it. And then he builds this palace SoFi in L.A. Just throwing out cash.
Oh, yeah. He's everywhere.
The LA Galaxy dude's on there, too. I saw.
His wife's richer than he is. His wife's the heir apparent to freaking Walmart.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And not surprising that at number, I think, 2 was the Red Bull guys.
Yeah.
Which, not surprising either.
Hey, the Red Bull got a goalkeeper.
Whoa.
Yeah. A Brazilian from their pipeline in Europe.
Oh, God.
They're actually moving guys to Red Bull.
Yeah, Tel Aviv FC.
Is his club.
I respect that, though. I could never watch those leagues. No offense. It's hard.
Yeah,
I can barely watch the MLS sometimes, for God's sakes. Besides,
I like it.
Hey, did you see the
seeing...
Union signed a Scottish center back?
I did.
Stuart Finlay from Kilmarnock.
Actually, there's been a lot of movement in the MLS. I feel like maybe next... we're getting close. We're, a month away? April. We fire back up in April, so we're going to have to do a little something coming up here in March for the MLS. Kind of go over some roster moves, some changes.
I said we're going to get the Sons of Ben guys on.
Yeah, the Sons of Ben guys. We're going to get some schedules going. We're gonna plan this outing finally and get all these A2D guys that have never watched 5 minutes of soccer other than their niece on a Saturday morning because their sister told them they had to come out and watch their niece play at least one time. We're gonna get them there. And we're going to have drums ablazing, and we're going to have our own little people are going to say, who are these guys? We're going to sound like our own little supporter group. They're going to find us. They're going to love us.
You're not cultured. No, I just don't like watch boring soccer. I'm just kidding.
Sometimes
This
those
is a
games
place
are
of
more
love
exciting.
here.
Sometimes those games get opened wide up sometimes. Lack of defense, I can say, on occasion, but that's fun. That's what you want to see, right? You're the American sports viewer. You want to see a 5-4 soccer match with like 7 cards. Look at him.
Still no.
I tried to sell it.
Since we're a little condensed today, let's get into these Prem games this weekend here.
Yeah, we got our Prem schedule coming up.
Obviously, no games tonight, which is nice. Tomorrow morning's breakfast game's pretty intriguing, I guess. I mean, it depends on, if City's still, rocking and rolling here, facing a West Ham team who's actually the best team in London currently. I still say City. It's West Ham's gonna have to come in and play like the perfect game ever. Fabianski's standing on his head.
He has been.
He has. He's been great. We've done nothing but love West Ham on this show.
And at least this episode, especially, this week. This is the test. I mean, we just talked about it. We said they look like a different West Ham team. They look like a team that's going to be here to stay. This is the test.
And you mentioned Souček earlier.
Doors blown off. Yeah. Souček, tough guy. You saw that. Again, we talk about the softness, and I wanted to post it up there. If anybody go back to last week or last West Ham game and watch Thomas Souček go head-to-head with a guy, bust his head open on the pitch, bleeding, have to basically be begged to be taken off the pitch to clean it up and to get the thing going, and he's right back on. Gets through concussion protocol, and he's right back on there. So you want to talk that soft nonsense, go look what that man just did last week and played another big part in another big West Ham game.
One of the best signings, I think, obviously Bruno's been the best, but Souček's got to be right up there. That guy just scores goals. Yeah,
he's been phenomenal. He does a little bit of everything, and I didn't realize until this last game when I was watching it that Vladimir Kofal is, I think how you pronounce it, Soufal, the defender. They're teammates on the Czech team. So he was a big catalyst in bringing Souček over, and he pretty much told David Moyes, he said, get him here. Like,
good player.
And they've linked up so well, and he's been a very underrated defender himself, Vladimir.
He's on my fantasy team, I'm well aware.
He's been a big reason for their success. So that we talk about that all the time, getting that chemistry. Two guys that play nationally together. And he's been the difference. He's been one of the big differences in this West Ham team in Soucek. So
that's the best part. You're recruiting within your squad. You're like, dude, you love it here. And then he's telling David Moyes, like, yo, this dude, he's the real deal. Bring him over. He could help us big time. Daniel.
Moscow Derby
tomorrow. Lokomotiv versus Shishka Moskov.
Nice. So 11 a.m. our time because he's on the west. So
word.
I should be back from the open tryouts by then.
I'm a big Derby guy. Maybe I'll tune in. Yeah, I could.
You could make that one.
So tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we got West Brom hosting the Gulls in Brighton. I mean, it's kind of
expectations.
What are the expectations for said game? Not much.
I mean, I guess at this point, Brighton's still the clear favorite. They're 12 points clear of West Brom, and one thing Brighton does not do is they don't concede a lot. They don't score a lot, but they don't concede a lot. They're only -6 in the goal differential. So for a bottom table team to be sitting like that, not so bad. I would expect Brighton to probably take this, but
yeah, I mean it's their defense again has been good.
Big Sam hitting the chopping block soon, or what?
Already? I just don't think there was anything Big Sam, the relegate or the promotion saver could have done with this team that just concedes. Boneheaded as well. Red cards galore.
Yeah.
There's just nothing. I think he'll see out the season. I don't know. Sure, there's probably a recycled manager they can just throw out there for the hell of it, but they're going down. You got one good, not even a good season, but you got one season of West Brom.
They've gotten one. Their biggest accomplishment was, I guess, that draw against United, and that's
Chrome. What's up, homie?
Chrome made it. Thanks, brother. Thanks for checking in.
Big Friday night plan, buddy.
Friday night. Chrome's always probably got Friday night plans.
That's why
I feel like Chrome is a guy that I would definitely hit the town with. Think we could share some stories.
Ooh, he's saying United. Fine. Thought we were cool. Somebody said we looked alike. I know we had to switch it up. Life gets in the way sometimes. More leisure.
Chrome disagrees, so he's going United hard.
Yeah, he is. That's fine. Oh, Daniel's from Vancouver.
Yes.
Beautiful out there.
It is. That's the only thing he's got going for him.
That's the only nice thing I've said to him, and I appreciate Dan. I'm just yanking your chain.
You got to give Dan what Dan gives to you. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. When COVID's over,
yes.
I mean, it'd be great to actually hang out with
everybody.
The Brodies at A2D.
Chrome has no choice. He is coming to our event.
I'm not that young. I'm 32 years old, if you believe it. I look like I'm 27, 26.
Hey.
Oh, God. Let's get through this sheet. 12:30 tomorrow. Leeds versus Villa.
Good game.
Very good game.
Exciting game. Possibly high-scoring game.
Leeds is like a completely different squad at home than they are on the road.
Sure.
I think Emi Martinez has to be up there in clean sheets.
Yeah, he's right behind Ederson, I believe. I think he's two still.
Matty Cash is hurt, which is a big loss for Villa. But I like Leeds at home. For some reason, I think they're Maybe like 2-1.
Yeah, I could see Leeds taking a dub at home. The aforementioned Paddy Bamford grabbing one.
Chrome, you don't look a day over. No, actually, you do look 36. Oh, Eric, don't. I want to know what you think I actually look like. 25, I'm gonna say. If I didn't have any facial hair, I'd probably look like a small child. I'd be part of the Young Boys FC.
It's not how old you look; it's how old you feel.
I definitely feel old.
I'm on my last step before 40, so that's why I got back in the gym this past week, because it was not good last time I ran out onto a pitch.
Damn it, Eric! You couldn't answer the question, you son bitch. Just kidding, love you. All right.
Yeah, we got after that game we got Newcastle Wolves at 3 p.m.
Newcastle stinks.
Newcastle does stink,
straight up.
But they every
Wilson's hurt.
I was gonna say once a month they find a way to get a surprising win or draw that you wouldn't think they would get. And if it wasn't for a lot of other bad teams, I mean they're not clear. Fulham's only 3 points behind them. Fulham's only 3 points behind them now.
Talk about underachieving.
Yeah.
Making all these moves in the offseason just to suck.
Yeah, it hasn't totally panned out at all for Newcastle. So you would think another coach that could be in some jeopardy.
I mean, Steve Bruce ain't it. I'll tell you that.
He's not. I mean, if they haven't figured that out yet, we haven't killed him. We killed a lot of coaches last year. We killed a lot of coaches literally. Like you and I came on this show week after week and talked about a guy, and no more than a week later he was out the door. And it happened time after time after time. And this season's been a little different, and I think guys have gotten a little bit of a pass from their own teams as well because of we're in a different time with COVID, and I think these owners are a little understanding, but sooner or later it's just they're going to start getting chopped. Exactly. And we're getting to that stage of the season where it's going to happen, and you lose another couple games, and you're Newcastle, and you get passed by Fulham, and you're sitting in that 18th spot facing relegation. Your job is probably over.
I would say so.
So
I mean, we basically put Marco Silva in, in a body bag basically last year. It was tough.
And we had every right to. Every right to.
I was going to say, rightfully so, because he was just terrible. And they just kept having him, string him out there for week after week. But, again, I digress.
Yeah. Well, on Sunday, the breakfast game, Fulham gets Palace. So this could be, Newcastle drops to Wolves and Fulham goes and they're playing slightly better, and Palace is, They go and beat Palace, they're right there. So that should be there's two breakfast games on Sunday. Obviously that's one. That's not the one I'm going to be watching. Probably most people aren't going to be watching, but that game actually has some interest for the bottom half of the table.
Well, I'm not going to be watching either of those, but
well, yeah, you'll be watching them on replay because God knows you will not.
7 a.m. on Sunday after going out on Saturday night. Come on, boys.
Yeah, not happening. I will be up. I'll have been up for many hours. Many cups of
safety for me.
Coffee. Yeah.
Just want to throw that out there. But yeah, Leicester Arsenal is that's the game.
Leicester Arsenal, the game of Sunday.
Not even because I misspoke in the poll question. The Chelsea Man United is on Sunday, and that was my bad.
I know.
But
they're both on Sunday. My game on Sunday. The one I care about.
Both good games.
Yes.
Sandwiched in between Spurs Burnley, which
by the time your game comes on, I'm going to be either ecstatic or I'm probably not even going to watch.
That's fine.
Because if we get stomped by Leicester, the rest of my day is there will be no football on in my house. So
You'll still watch.
But yes, I'll watch Spurs hopefully lose to Burnley, and then I probably still will watch.
I mean, if Spurs loses to Burnley, is Jose on the hot seat?
Arsenal could lose 5-0, and if Spurs lose 1-0 to Burnley, like Arsenal did early in the year, my whole day will be fixed.
It doesn't matter. It's all depends on what Spurs play. I hope one day we can all drink together. That'd be fantastic.
Well, not all. You all can drink.
That's true. Again, I'm misspeaking every time today I open my mouth.
I'll be there. I'll bring my kombucha and we're good. Don't worry.
The health kick.
Don't worry. I'm there.
But yes, the last game on Sunday is Sheffield hosting Liverpool.
This could be the absolute rock bottom.
You know how we said Liverpool. That don't go on the ledge and jump off if you're Liverpool fans, and Lord Walker has come on this show, our recurring guest friend, Lord Walker.
If you lose to Sheffield, you might be taking that one step off that, and it might not be good. Rock bottom, I think that's true. If you lose to Sheffield, who is sitting literally rock bottom in the league, you got some issues.
And not even rock bottom, have been just a bad team. I mean, we've seen it. They're just bad.
Yes.
So this is a chance for Liverpool to get it back together. But it should be an interesting game. I'm obviously your game is a big one. That's the one to watch. That was our poll question. And again, our poll question was brought to you by one of our many sponsors, Body Check Wellness. We were just talking about health and fitness. That's another one. Body Check uses a full line of products. They use the power of hemp to bring on recovery. Everybody's trying to get fit, trying to get healthy. Recovery is very important too, in keeping yourself mentally and physically, so you can get back in there. It's really hard to continue a workout when you work out so hard and your body hurts the next day. So check out Body Check Wellness, bodycheckwellness.com. Use promo code A2D. You get 20% off.
Yes,
and again, the extracts, the blends, the gummies. I know Tommy's been using the gummies, the topicals, everything. So, and our other sponsor is, we talked about it, and it's never a joking matter. Adam and I always refer to, being on the edge. It's one thing to be on the edge as a sports fan, but if you are on the edge in your own life and things are not going well, there are people here to help. We are part of that. We've always said you can reach out to us, but you can also reach out to them. And them is the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox, mental health therapy, addiction detox, 856-651-8117. Tell them Tom sent you. Tell them A2D. Tell them Kickin It Stateside. Like we said, it doesn't matter who you tell them sent you at the end of the day. It's getting in the door, getting the help that you need. So don't feel that you can't. There's always people here to help. And we're in that time, man. Everybody could use some help.
But I want to go back. William, hey man, slide into one of our DMs, Adam Monick or Brian Wheeler, our personal Facebooks, or the Kickin It Stateside. We have a Facebook page, and we'd love to have you come on.
Yeah, you can absolutely find us, or even Twitter at K-Stateside, right on A2D. Check out on all the socials for A2D. You can find us, message us. You can come on, or you could just, hop on like you did here and talk to us through there, however you want to do. We're open to having guests on that just want to kick it with us. So, absolutely.
We always invite people to come on and talk. It's pretty much open.
Dan, of course, one last troll. as expected.
The
Can you give Adam one too? Can you?
The troll
just me?
Trolled.
Yes.
Any final thoughts? Any predictions on the Chelsea Man U game before we get out of here?
Well, I never really actually answered the poll question, and I've been avoiding it this entire time. And I told you I was up in the air, and that's why I've been avoiding it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say disagree only because I feel like we talked about, and you said earlier, and a couple other people said earlier, I think it's probably a draw type game. I think two teams that are kind of figuring things out. Tuchel's going to play very defensively. He's not going to allow this offense in United to just, blast through and do what they want to do and try and score a lot of goals. But Chelsea's offense has been a little suspect themselves. So I could see, like you said, maybe a 1-1. Yes.
There you go. That was a backhanded troll insult. I get it.
He's an influencer. He's an influencer. He's a Brian influencer.
We don't need any more of those.
No, we really don't.
No more trolls. God damn it.
But yeah, no, definitely, probably, see a draw for the sanctity of the table. Sure, I'll root for Chelsea over United. Anytime, I guess. I want to see a draw. 1 point is for both of you is kind of good for on our end. So
yeah, I'm still gonna say 2-1 Chelsea. I think they get it done. I think they're playing well enough to get it over the hump.
That's not even a stand pick. That's a legit pick.
I've tried to be realistic on not just Chelsea, but every game that we've picked or any thought that we have always. But I'm just looking at how the run of form Chelsea's been on. Man United's been like, with the losses to some sketch teams, but again, sit back. It might not be the most exciting game, but if Chelsea gets this win, you're only sitting 3 points back of United.
You'll see a little chippiness. That game could get chippy.
It's a game.
It should be a good watch. Anytime these two teams play, it's always a good watch.
So I guess before we get out of here, yellow card, red card, quick. I know I mentioned it. So the god himself, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I guess came out recently in an interview for UEFA for Discovery Plus in Sweden. Basically told LeBron to stick to sports. And I didn't think he was that type of cat to be that kind of like Karen and being like, hey, you're an athlete. You don't know anything or you shouldn't talk about politics. Like that didn't strike me as like a thing that Zlatan would do. He said, do what you're good at. And I'm
especially because it seemed like they built a little bond when they were both in LA.
He said, don't do politics. If I would be a political politician, I would do politics. That is the first mistake people do when they become famous and they become in a certain status. Just stay out of it. Just do what you do best because it doesn't look good, unquote. LeBron James has been famous for a long time, and he's been a pretty good mentor and role model, not just on the court, but off the court. So I don't know what the beef is that Zlatan has with LeBron and why he's calling him out for that kind of shit. So that kind of took me off guard, and that's kind of my combined, I wouldn't say straight red from Zlatan. I'd say he got a yellow, and then he got a warning for that first one, and he got another yellow for just doubling down on it, basically. So that was kind of mine. It took me off guard. I didn't expect Zlatan to be talking much about being a Karen, I guess, as the kids say, and saying stick to sports. So
So, I don't know. I don't have anything too crazy because the way I guess the week fell and everything. I don't know. I'm probably gonna pass on it this week. There was nothing to. Bye, Dan. Thanks for joining us.
You're the best.
Appreciate you, buddy. Like there's nobody I really want to call out. There's nobody I really want to. I feel like everything's kind of. You did it with the Zlatan thing. I mean, there's some other stuff, but nothing crazy. I mean, maybe your boy, your coach, just kind of. I don't even want to put him on notice or anything. I was just intrigued that he came out and discussed that how upset I guess this like he has a little bit of a beef with United. To where a lot of people say maybe not realize that United was the team that kind of they were the first team to knock out when PSG got eliminated from Champions League. PSG had won the first leg 2-0 on the road. No team had ever collapsed and lost in that round. And he basically came out and said how dark of a place it put him in and this, that. I guess it's a little motivation for his guys. Going in and letting people know that he does kind of have something to fight for in this game against United. So
he's kind of
could work.
It's kind of like just Jordan just not making up, but kind of giving himself a little self motivation, I guess.
Yeah, a little narrative maybe, I guess, to kind of get the
whenever
team
you
going,
get the boys ready to get fighting. Whatever you could do what you want.
Yeah, Adam says he better chill.
He best chill.
It has been working. It has been working. So,
yeah, I don't want to go over there and start swinging.
I'm my own guy. I'm my guy that got to go. I go way back with Tommy too.
Oh yeah, way back to the Dortmund days.
There you go. But hey, man, this was fun. This is a good.
Yeah, it was. It was fun on a Friday night. We had some new fan interaction. Appreciate William again. Reach out to us. We'll figure out a way to. Make that happen.
For sure.
Dan finally got to join us. And everybody else that always joins us, we really appreciate you. And like we said, stay here. A2D has some more great shows on tonight.
Rachel Blaze is coming up.
Yes. So follow, subscribe to everybody on the platform. There's a lot of great Philly sports here. There's a lot of just other sports, combat sports. We're just expanding everything. So Tommy's doing a great job getting a lot of good shows. Yes. Fan Friday night.
Fan Friday. Come on and talk with the boys about anything Philly sports. I think nothing's off topic.
So you guys have a good weekend. We got to get out of here.
Yes, sir. It's been fun. It's been a good Friday show. Nice change of pace. Again, we're keeping you guys on your toes. So thanks for bearing with us. Hopefully we start out your Friday on a positive note. And
spring training's back Sunday. Your boys take on the Padres.
Always, we share a complex
with the $500 million infield. So
I know Peoria, Arizona. Been there. It's fun.
You see this? You see that? R2D2.
That's
Phillies,
cool.
You're our only hope.
That's pretty cool.
I ride with you guys. One sport out of the year, I ride with you guys.
Chrome's the Nolan Arenado.
Except Chrome. Yeah, except Chrome, because he's actually a Cardinals fan.
Just stroking off.
Everybody wants to kill me for being a 1-for-4 guy. Chrome's a Cardinals fan. Leave it on that note. Love you.
All right, everybody. Thanks again. And we'll see you same time, our original time, next Saturday, 10:30, 12:30, A2D Radio. Adam Modick, Brian Wheeler. We out. Love y'all.